So, Coach, in a game where they limit Javon to 5 shots, you had a lot of other guys step up and make plays for you. Obviously important, but what did you think of the effort of others, and then Javon just sort of willing to hand out assists if he's not getting shots?
Yeah, like we've talked about all year, like all Javon cares about is winning, and tonight they put a pretty good focus on Vaughn and not letting him get a lot of clean opportunities. But I thought Vaughn did a terrific job of taking what the defense gave him and was able to capitalize on some of the, whether it be the hard shows or the doubles that allowed somebody else to be open behind him. So, and then those other guys I thought did a really good job of stepping up. When we get JP and Amani and Joe. When they get involved in the scoring the way they did, Toby in the first half as well, that just gives us such a big spark as an offense of like, okay, you can take Javon away, but we got a lot of other guys that can step up and make shots too.
Darren, the first couple minutes seemed like maybe it's just going to be another slow start, and then I think it was Amani and Javon, I think, the back-to-back threes. How big was that?
Yeah, we did get off a little choppy start, down 6-0, but I thought that Imani hitting a three was great to see. Just period to get us going, and then Javon getting another one, and then I thought we got into a much better flow the rest of the half.
Coach, this is a very physical game. How can you speak of the players of how they kind of matched that physicality and came to the occasion?
Yeah, it was certainly a physical game, as most nights are, right? So, you gotta bring your lunch pail every night, and I thought our guys really battled. I thought Utah really battled, so it was a tough, hard-fought game. Utah's got great size, all the way across. So we knew this was going to be a game where we were going to have to, get into some bodies, be physical, and fight for rebounds. Because if we didn't, we're not near this. We don't have near the size, especially across the line.
Coach, there was a moment there in the first half where Toby got you a big block, kind of flying across the lane, goes down, hits a three at the other end. There are some other small moments for him in this game. Just you look at his stats, you say, okay, well, he doesn't lead in anything, but you kind of come away from this game thinking he had an impact in it.
I thought in the first half he was terrific. He had that big block, came down and hit a three. He had a huge offensive rebound. He just went and snagged above everybody else and then kicked it out to Joe for a three. And then he had a play right in front of our bench on a loose ball that he dove for and came up with. So those are the type of things that Toby can do. Like he's when he puts his mindset to it like that, that's the type of winning plays that he can make, and he had a huge impact, especially in that first half.
Is it? I mean, we talk about trying to get guys to shoot, to be more consistent, to do the dirty work. Does that take consistency too? Does that take a will to want to go out and do that every game?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where all the buy-in comes from. Like, Javon's our leading scorer, but we need more than Javon to win games, and you need other things to win games. So the buy-in to like wanting to go do those tough things, those little things that maybe not get noticed every night, but when you can do that and have an impact on winning without even scoring a basket, that's when your team and your culture is good. Not just Toby, it's the whole team, and that's what we try to strive for every single night.
Coach, defensively, what goes into guarding a team that well?
I thought for us tonight, it was, again, not letting them get into spots that, where that becomes their advantage and trying to keep it out of the paint and being physical and tough, getting through screens and being able to have them play out in the perimeter as opposed to down in 3 feet where they have the advantage. And I thought the guys fought hard tonight, did a nice job of making catches tough and not giving them a lot of clean things coming off of some of their screening and little flip actions.
A full court press tonight in the middle of the game, opposed to like the end when you're trailing, led to a couple easy buckets. What did you see from your press? Was there a certain reason that you threw that out in the middle of the game?
Yeah, we just off a free throw and stuff. We did it the other night. Well, we've done it periodically throughout the year, as you mentioned, late in the games. A lot of times we did it the other night in the middle of the game at TCU, and it was not very good, by the way. But we thought we could do a little bit more off a free throw where we could get organized because our habits just aren't good enough, after a made basket to just jump in it. We have two guys forget because it's not what you do every day. But off of free throws, we thought we could jump into it once in a while, see if we could get a cheap one, and we're fortunate to get a steal there on one of them. So, yeah, that's something certainly we have, and we'll continue to look at how much we can utilize that.
We've been thinking of Jonathan mostly as a shooter, but he showed all sides of his game tonight: defense, rebounding. Is he starting to figure it out?
Yeah, I thought that one of the big plays of the night is, we're up, I think it was 8, and he's picking up full court because they're having different guys bring the ball up, and he gets a strip and picks it up and goes down and gets a dunk to put us up 10. That's a big play. Again, we're talking about those winning type plays. That's what winning is, and it's not always just the threes you make, and that's where he's having an impact. And then he had 7 rebounds tonight, 7 defensive rebounds. So good all-around game by him.
When Utah did get the ball to the blocks or into the paint, it seemed like your double downs were delayed a second or two. Was that part of the game plan? Hey, stop, let them set, and then bring that down late?
Yeah, depending on where they caught it, yeah. But we certainly wanted them to see some bodies, all the time, and you just got to be careful because they have some good shooting out there too. So being able to pick and choose a little bit when to come, when not to come, and the guys have done a pretty good job of that all year of picking their spots and making things at least difficult down there on the block.
Obviously, it's nice when Javon scores 20 or whatever, but are you better when it's kind of like this and everybody's involved and it's not, they just take Javon out and it's kind of nothing else?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like we talked about, like we have really good shooters on this team, and we've gone through a few games here where they haven't shot it great, but they're good shooters, and they're going to keep shooting because we have confidence in them. Their teammates have confidence in them, and on a night like tonight, you can see what, as an offense, what we're capable of. Even on a night where Javon doesn't get the opportunities, you have JP and you have Amani and you have Joe, connecting from deep, and that's makes the world of difference for us. On the other night, when at TCU, we didn't get that same production, but they're going to all break out of it. I have no doubt. They put in the work, and they're good shooters. So, I'm excited to see what this stretch run looks like for them. And then you add Javon on top of it. Now you got something.
Darren, can you just Jonathan's season? I mean, you have no choice but to play him, but that might also be a good thing too because he's been able to work through a lot of stuff. Have you seen that from him where he doesn't have to worry about the hook and come to the bench and he knows he's got another shot or a chance to make a steal?
No, that's a great point because there aren't a lot of other guys that are getting a lot of minutes, so he gets a little more leeway to make some mistakes and play through it. And a lot of times as a freshman, you don't always get that opportunity anywhere. So, but he's done a great job of continuing to grow with it and expand his game and doing some good things.
Coach, do you think you look at these last 2 games? TCU, you're trying to come back, and then tonight you're trying to hold Utah coming back. Do you think there's differences in your team in both situations?
Yeah, I mean, and when you're down, you're a little more desperate and taking a few more chances, maybe with a press or whatever. When you're ahead, you're still being aggressive, but you're also being smart about it too. So, but I thought the guys did a pretty good job. We had a little spurt in there that we gave up where they got it down to 5, I believe. So. But then I thought we did a good job of pushing it back up. Got some big plays, got to the free throw line a little bit, got downhill. Especially Vaughn and Joe, I thought did some nice things there.
The reason why I'm asking is, the way, if you just look at the standings, the way it's shaping up, there's going to be a lot of teams right there in the middle, whether it's 500 or above. It seems like situational basketball like that might be the difference, how teams handle situations.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big part of you have the meat of the game, the first 35 minutes or whatever, and then you have the last 5 minutes, you're ahead, you're behind, it's tied, whatever. So all those special situations, you're pressing, they're pressing you, trying to take a little clock before you get into an action. So those are things that we work on all the time, and the guys have done really a pretty good job throughout the year of executing those type of situations.
Darren, for a team that guys aren't very big, but you're scoring at the rim, I mean, pretty easy shots too sometimes. It just seems like it's more and more, but it's picked up, I guess. mean, obviously you found ways, you added ways, and maybe how much of it is just attention on Javon and be smart and find it opening.
Yeah, these last few weeks, to be honest, we've added a lot of stuff, and we've had to just to adjust with the way the lineups have been and things, and getting Javon on the move and some of the attention that he's seeing from defenses and then us, kind of countering what can we do to offset that. And the guys have done a nice job with that, like I said. And Von's, he's one of the most willing passers and unselfish guys. If it's about making the right play, he's going to do it.
And on those things, do you kind of go back to old notebooks and clinics and things like, hey, this might work? Or are you watching what defenses are doing? You're like, I got an idea. Or your staff says, hey, let's try this. And it's kind of like, I don't know, saying live, just draw it and see if it works.
Yeah, we have a lot of, like, our staff does a really good job of, and myself, if we're always going through and maybe typing in on Twitter or whatever, like different types of plays, set plays, or you see them on a timeline, or you're watching film, you're stealing something that somebody else ran against them or whatever it might be, but we almost have too much sometimes. So, but it's been good, and some of the things that we've added has really helped us offensively at times. And once the shot making starts to come with it, I think our offense has a chance to still take off.
One of the places it still has to improve is some of the other guys, when they get the ball, horns, short rolls, whatever, attacking the basket a little bit more rather than looking past first.
Yeah, it depends. Like we always tell guys, playing to their strengths of what they are and what they aren't. We know them, the opponents don't. So the guys really do a good job with that too. I think they play within themselves. Like we said, we want them to be confident, but also smart about knowing your strengths and weaknesses. And the guys have done a good job of playing to that.
How beneficial is it that, after a night like tonight where so many things go right and things get fixed, that you don't have to travel the next time? Like, because you kind of mentioned when you were coming back, you only had one day to prep. Now you don't have to worry about getting on the plane, or you just get to stay here and prepare.
Yeah, and and certainly that's nice, but it's only good if you take advantage of it, and you get some sleep, and you get some treatment and get some rest, and that's when you come off this time of year, it's February, like a lot of people are tired, so it's just that mental fight of continuing to try to maximize everything you got left, and taking care of your body's number one. And we have a huge home game, and the home games are so gold in this league. Like you got to come every single night and be ready to go. And we got BYU on Tuesday, and hopefully another really big crowd and an impactful crowd like it was tonight.
Coach, with Sincere, did you have him like on a minutes count or anything tonight, or is he, pretty good moving forward with them?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it was more of a feel thing tonight of how you doing, how you feeling. And we got him a lot more rest because he hadn't practiced, but and he wasn't 100%. I thought he did a good job of really toughing it out tonight, and gave us some minutes and gave us all he could.
He's a hard kid to tell, hey, sit this one out, right? I mean.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting out. It didn't matter what I said.
Thank you.